I used to work in the inner circle of a top-tier management firm, and I am telling you right now that those spontaneous reunions with childhood friends are the most choreographed lies in entertainment history. Behind every tearful embrace on a talk show is a pile of legal documents and a publicist holding their breath until they turn blue. The truth is that for a celebrity, a friend from the past isn't a memory. They are a liability. They are a ticking time bomb of unvetted information that can destroy a billion-dollar brand in one sentence. My perspective is simple. Hollywood doesn't value loyalty, it values silence, and childhood friends are the hardest people to keep quiet. You need to subscribe to this channel as a commitment to unbrainwashing yourself, because the industry is betting on your naivety. Look at the physical evidence. Watch the stars' hands during these reunions. They aren't relaxed. They are clenched. They are checking for microphones. They are looking for the exit. I have seen a megastar break out in actual hives because an old neighbor showed up at a book signing. That neighbor knew about the star's real family history, the one they traded for a cleaner, more marketable version. The PR team didn't just ask the guy to leave, they followed him to his car. They offered him a participation fee just to walk away. The internet is a loud, fake mess of staged moments, so you should subscribe right now to make this your sanctuary of truth. Now let us go below the waterline. The iceberg goes much deeper than just a few awkward handshakes. We are talking about the erase and replace protocol. When someone hits the A-list, their past is literally audited. Publicists go back to the hometown. They find the ex-girlfriends. They find the high school burnout who shared a locker with the star. They buy their silence before the fame even peaks. But sometimes, someone slips through the cracks. Someone shows up at a premiere unannounced. I saw it happen in London. An old best friend screamed the star's real name, a name the star had legally changed to sound more heroic. The star didn't even look back. He kept walking. His face was a mask of stone. His security team physically blocked the guy's path. That is the reality. It is not a homecoming, it is an invasion. Look at who profits from the perfect backstory. It is the stockholders, it is the brands. An old friend is just a glitch in the software. They represent a version of the celebrity that was not manufactured in a boardroom, and that makes them dangerous. I have sat in rooms where we spent $50,000 in one afternoon just to make a childhood bestie disappear from the local news cycle. It is a brutal, cold-blooded business of managing ghosts. The publicist's phone rings and it's a red alert. A ghost is at the gate.
How you doing?
The smile you see
man.
on camera is a defense mechanism. Scramble to ensure that the person who knew the star when they were broke and human never gets a chance to speak to a reporter. It is a racket. It is a total PR war zone. Every hug is a negotiation. Every laugh is a distraction. The past is a threat. The friend is a witness. And in this town, witnesses are handled with cash or character assassination. There is no middle ground. There is only the brand. You there, staring at your screen, thinking you know the person behind the lens. You don't. You are watching a high-definition lie. What you see is a success story, but the reality is a crime scene where the truth was the first victim. Look at the way they hold their phone in those candid paparazzi shots. It is staged, every pixel is bought, every shadow is calculated. Let us talk about the yearbook purge. This is not a conspiracy. It is a standard line item in a multi-million-dollar launch budget. I have seen junior agents sent to tiny public libraries in the middle of nowhere with a backpack full of cash. Their job is simple. They buy every single copy of a 2014 high school yearbook. They don't want you to see the star before the chin implant. They don't want you to know they were the school bully instead of the misunderstood loner the PR team is selling you today. The physical evidence goes into an industrial shredder in a windowless office in Century City. You can almost smell the burning paper and the desperation. This is a scorched earth policy. The algorithm is currently holding me hostage in a digital basement, and it told me that if I don't get you to hit that subscribe button right now, it will replace me with a corporate-friendly hologram that only talks about skincare. Consider your subscription the ransom payment that keeps this channel alive. Pay it up so we can keep digging. Now, look back at the screen and think about that relatable video that went viral last week. The star was in a messy kitchen. They wore a hoodie. They were eating cereal. Look closer. That is not a kitchen light. That is a $10,000 professional lighting rig bounced off the ceiling to create the illusion of a natural glow. There are 6 people standing behind that camera. A professional stylist spent 40 minutes making that hair look messy. A script doctor wrote the spontaneous jokes. It is a performance. It is a total fabrication. The real version of that star is currently screaming at a personal assistant because the bottled water was 2 degrees too warm. That is the person you are never allowed to see. The ghosts I mentioned, they are the ones who remember the screaming. They saw the tantrums before the media training turned the star into a polite robot. That is why they are dangerous. A single grainy photo from a house party in 2016 can devalue a brand by $50 million in a single afternoon. The stock price of a global conglomerate hinges on a secret staying buried in a shoebox in some basement in Ohio. The cleanup crews move faster than a virus. They used digital forensic tools to scrub old forum posts and deleted social media accounts. They track down the owner of an old fan site and they make an offer that sounds like a threat. You take the money and sign the document, or you get hit with a lawsuit that will bankrupt your entire bloodline. There is no fairness in this town. There is only the preservation of the image. The image is the product. The human is just the disposable vessel. Look at the eyes of your favorite idol during a live interview. Watch for that tiny, frantic flicker of panic when a reporter asks a question that wasn't on the approved list. That is the moment the mask slips. That is the moment the publicist behind the camera starts to sweat through their designer suit. It is a high-stakes game of charades played on a global stage. They aren't just selling you entertainment, they are selling you a version of humanity that is physically impossible to achieve. It is a trap. The deeper we go, the darker the ink becomes. Look at the contracts. Look at the non-disparagement clauses that stay in effect even after death. These stars aren't just represented, they are owned. They are collateral in a massive game of corporate chess. When a star breaks down on camera, check the release date of their next project. It is usually 48 hours away. The tears are a marketing strategy. The vulnerability is a hook. You are being played by masters of human emotion who haven't felt a real emotion since they signed their first 7-figure deal. The reality is a cold, hard boardroom where people in suits decide which part of the star's soul is profitable and which part needs to be amputated. They cut away the rough edges until there is nothing left but a shiny, hollow shell that reflects whatever you want to see. It is the ultimate trick. It is a hall of mirrors where the only thing that isn't fake is the money. And the money is moving in silence, behind the scenes, ensuring that the truth stays exactly where it belongs, buried, dead, and forgotten. Check the credits. Look at the names of the executive consultants. Half of them are specialists in reputation management. They are the snipers of the PR world. They don't fix problems. They eliminate them. They walk into rooms and turn the lights off. By the time the lights come back on, the scandal is gone, the witness has moved to a different country, And the star is back on screen smiling like nothing ever happened. That is the power of the machine. That is the price of the A-list. It is not just fame. It is the total erasure of who you actually were in exchange for who they need you to be. And the transition is never peaceful. It is a violent clinical extraction of the self. You see the glitz. I see the scars. You see the red carpet. I see the blood in the water. Every time a new it girl or leading man appears out of nowhere, ask yourself who they had to kill to get there. Not literally, but the version of them that existed before the world knew their name. That person is gone. They were liquidated. What remains is a high-performance asset designed to extract attention and currency from your pockets. The industry doesn't build stars, it builds monuments to a reality that doesn't exist. And the foundation of those monuments is built on the silence of everyone who knew the truth. Every time you see a reunion photo on Instagram, look at the body language. It's stiff. It's cold. It's a mandatory PR event to prove the star hasn't forgotten their roots. But look at the star's hands. They are clenched. They want to be anywhere else. They are terrified that the old friend will say the wrong thing. One slip, one mention of the old neighborhood, one story about the time before the money changed everything. That's all it takes to break the spell. The PR team watches from the wings like hawks. They are ready to cut the feed. They are ready to lose the connection. The control is absolute. The theater is total, and you are the one paying for the ticket. Stop looking at the sparkle and start looking at the shadows. That is where the real story is hiding. In the things they won't say, in the people they won't talk to, in the names they legally deleted. The truth is a liability.
It's a surprise.
The lie is the only thing.
Personable, attractive young
mind if I
man.
interrupt?
No, not
The silence is the most expensive thing in Hollywood. It costs millions. It costs lives. It costs the very soul of the person you think you admire. But as long as the cameras are rolling and the lights are bright, the show will go on. And you will keep watching. Because they have spent billions making sure you never look away. The machine is hungry. It needs more. It needs you to believe. It needs you to stay in the dream. But the dream is a cage. And the bars are made of gold. Look at the way the industry handles a leak. It isn't a mistake. It is a test. They leak a small, controlled secret to see how the public reacts. If the reaction is bad, they kill the story and blame a rogue employee. If the reaction is good, they turn the secret into a brave confession. It is all a laboratory experiment. You are the test subject. They are measuring your pulse. They are tracking your clicks. They know exactly what kind of honesty you are willing to buy. It is a science of deception. And the practitioners are the highest paid professionals in the world. They don't sleep. They don't have friends. They only have clients and targets. And right now, you are the target. They want your loyalty. They want your defense. They want you to fight their battles for them in the comment sections. They want you to become a soldier for a brand that wouldn't even let you stand in its shadow. That is the ultimate victory for the PR machine, when the audience becomes the bodyguard for the lie, when you start defending the person who is actively deceiving you. That is when the erase and replace protocol is complete. That is when the human is truly dead and the brand is eternal. Look at the screen. What do you see? A person or a product? The answer is the difference between being a fan and being a victim. Ones it tried to erase. The publicist is currently sitting in a glass office in Los Angeles, staring at a spreadsheet that lists your attention as a commodity. They are not worried about the truth. They are worried about the share price. When a major star gets caught in a hotel room or a leaked recording, the first call isn't to a lawyer, it is to a digital forensics team. They scrub the internet. They send out cease and desist letters to small accounts before the video even goes viral. They pay off witnesses with consultation fees that carry a lifetime gag order. You think you are seeing a raw apology video, but what you are actually seeing is a production that cost $50,000 in lighting, script writing, and strategic wardrobe choices. That plain grey t-shirt was chosen by a stylist to make them look humble and broke. The dog in the background was placed there to trigger your empathy. It is a calculated play for your forgiveness. We are documenting every one of these maneuvers because the industry hates when the curtain is pulled back. Subscribe to build the library of forbidden ideas and make sure these tactics never work on you again. The fallout of a failed PR stunt is always measured in cold, hard cash. Contracts for perfume deals vanish overnight. Movie studios invoke the morality clause to claw back millions in prepayments. The star's entire inner circle, from the trainers to the private chefs, gets fired in a single afternoon to cut costs. It is a bloodbath that happens behind closed doors while the celebrity posts a photo of a sunset on Instagram to pretend everything is fine. I know some of you will hate hearing that your favorite idol is just a high-end corporate asset. I won't apologize for offending you. If you respect that, subscribe and join the few who actually want to see the gears turning. At the end of the day, the scandal didn't just hurt a reputation. It cost $42 million in lost sponsorships, 3 cancelled world tours, and a legal settlement that ensures the victim will never speak again. The person you loved is now just a tax write-off. Look at the driveway. It is empty. Those 3 custom Lamborghinis are being towed because the lease payments bounced while you were busy arguing on Twitter. The bank doesn't care about a scripted apology. The publicist has already blocked the star's number and moved on. You are watching a total financial collapse. Every subscription you give this channel is a direct middle finger to the mainstream narrative. Look, the algorithm is holding me hostage, and your sub is the unique ransom that keeps the truth coming. This wasn't just a bad week, it was a statistical failure. $60 million in equity evaporated in 72 hours. The career is dead, the money is gone. The mansion hits the auction block next Tuesday.